My first year's been great at the CII. I've had the opportunity to work on the strategy review with a wonderful team of guys and girls from PwC. I've had huge support from our board in terms of investment in our change programme, and I've had amazing support from my executive team and also from the staff at the CII to start to make things happen. What's impressed me most is it's not always fun for an organisation that has a history and an established way of doing things to then have a totally new CEO, board, president, everybody come in at the same time wanting to challenge the way that things have been done or to look at things in a slightly different way. And what's impressed me most is that an organisation which people from the outside often say is a bit old-fashioned or a bit reactive in the way that it does things has in fact responded incredibly well to the whole concept of change, and I have to pay great testament to that. When we came out with the manifesto and the fact that there is a lack of public trust in insurance and financial services generally, and to actually say, you know, our Royal Charter states that building public trust is what we're here for, and that we're actually willing to put commitments as an organisation behind making that happen, I think externally that was received very, very well. Internally, you can understand that most organisations focus on what they do or what they sell or what their product is. And so to actually start talking openly about what your purpose is, that can actually be quite challenging for people in the organisation, particularly if they've only ever done one thing in one very particular way. So again, I have to pay testament to the fact that putting the Royal Charter's wording back out there and saying we have to focus on the fact that our purpose is public trust, you know, people were a bit daunted by that, but now have responded very well and are beginning to think, oh yes, well, we do really good things here. So there is a lot that we can contribute towards the dialogue around public trust. Of course, it's one thing to have a strategy, but then you've actually got to move from strategy to action. We did try to be clear about more or less how we were going to go about that when we launched the manifesto. And what we said was that we were going to try to turn the telescope around on ourselves. And what we tried to do was to then create work streams that were not about individual function within the business, but were about those themes. What we did when we launched the manifesto was we tried to put a context around what the values needed to deliver, if you want to put it like that. So actually internally there's a lot of work going on exactly what terminology the staff would like to use around values and behaviours and what they would like the organisation to be known for externally. But everybody agreed that we did need that to happen in the context of relevancy, being modern and also being diverse. We all know that the concept of a professional, being a professional, builds trust. And there are really three elements to that: competence, integrity of behaviour, and care for the customer. And what the professional bodies, of which the CII is one, what we're there to do is to talk about the concept of behaving in a professional fashion in relation to consumers, and then to provide the tools, i.e. qualifications and learning around the competence, codes of conduct and ethics around the integrity of behaviour, and then also talking about the fact that if you're a professional, you are in a fiduciary relationship with your customer in that you have specialist knowledge which they lack, and therefore if you are not very professional in the way that you apply that knowledge and skill, then you can put them at a significant disadvantage. And the whole concept of a royal charter talking about securing and justifying the confidence of the public is about professionals taking that fiduciary responsibility seriously and believing that they have to behave in a particular way to the benefit of the public. One of the best bits about being a professional body is that you will often have a big volunteer base of people who are already qualified professionals who want to find a way to give back and be involved in developing the profession. At the Chartered Insurance Institute, we're extremely lucky with that in that we've got, I suppose, two ways in which that happens. One is our local institute network, and we have local institutes all around the UK, and in fact we have affiliate institutes around a lot of the world. We also have our society, so we have a very vibrant society, the Personal Finance Society. We have an annual conference where we try and bring our volunteer force together, to say thank you to them, but also to talk with them about what we can do next, what we can do better. And the response and the atmosphere around that was fantastic. And when everybody came back from that to the CII, they all came back incredibly enthused and energised by that experience. The fact is that all of insurance is basically a promise. People are investing in a promise that something will be done for them or some help will be provided to them when something bad happens. And therefore it is a fiduciary promise, which is exactly the same as what happens when you go to a lawyer or an accountant. It is a profession that is giving something to you or promising to provide something to you, and that is different to going into a shop and buying a bag of crisps. Accidents that can happen to them personally or to their family, and they need some concept of income protection or the ability to build up long-term savings for the end of their life when they have the earning capacity to do that. And if you think about it, that means that all sectors of the insurance and financial advice market need to be united in terms of dealing with the public.